Alright guys, welcome to this video. So today I want to talk about something very specific. I want to talk about the different models you can actually use to make money online, right? Because you see all these guys, some of them are making money with crypto, with dropshipping, with MLM, with Amazon FBA, by selling courses, by having an agency, by selling AI services. And let me be clear, everything works, right? Everything can make you shit tons of money. But the only thing is that you have to understand that you have to identify the right model for you, especially if you're an Indian freelancer and you are wondering like, okay, what's next? I'm making money online, I'm having some customers here and here, maybe you are working on Upwork, on Fiverr, whatever it is. And my point is, you're already working online, so you're already in the game, but you also know that you are basically exchanging your time for money, right? And let me tell you something, my friend, right? Like, you have to understand that being in the game for 5 years, time is the most valuable asset, right? So you will always find money somewhere, right? You will always find a way to make money, but making sure that you don't waste your time by doing random stuff is something very important. That's why today I want to share this with you, because I've experienced like many models online, business models, and also like money models as well. So I'm going to share some feedback on all of this, right? So right now, if you're a freelancer trying to make, let's say, 10 grand a month, 15 grand a month, 20 grand a month, whatever it is, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and why I actually choose this route and how you can actually find yours. The first thing I want to touch on is identifying the right opportunity for you. So the first thing you should understand is that you as a person, you have a personality, you have a way you operate, the way you think, a way you actually, like to flow, right? Some people like to just stay behind the scenes and run ads and, just never talk with any humans. Some people are like, okay, I just want to make sure that I can get in front of people, I can get some exposure, I want to be under the, the spotlight. Some people like avoid managing others. Some people like just want to, have some impact, and so it's important for you that you actually find meaning in what you do because you're here to serve. Some people really want to make money. So the first thing you should understand is, what are you made of? Like, what's the best model for you? Starts with the question, okay, what do I actually enjoy doing? Because let's say, for example, you don't enjoy talking to people, you don't like that, you just like to actually stay behind the scenes and run ads or do some Shopify stuff or whatever, then chances are like having an info product or a coaching offer is not for you, right? This is something you have to understand. So, and I'm telling you this because like, I was the first one, I started with an agency. I still have my agency nowadays, right? So an agency is obviously, you are behind the scenes running ads for people. And then I was like, but all these guys making money, like I'm doing all the heavy lifting, all the work, and all these guys are pocketing big amount of money, and I'm not getting paid enough. And it should be so easy because, they just have to record a course and sell it. At some point, I transitioned from agency to an info product. So obviously I had a course on how to actually acquire customer if you have a coaching program, because my niche was working with people who had a coaching program. And you have to record the modules, the videos, and it was so painful, like just sitting in front of the camera, like explaining stuff, blah blah, because I'm a man of action. I like just taking my computer, doing some stuff, done, it's all good, and then like just putting this course together, creating the videos. I almost hated it, right? Then you also have to just show up on a webinar or on live presentation. Then you actually have to deal with some customers, right? To understand what you're doing, you're trying to just impact and give them the knowledge, but they don't get it, and then you have to repeat and blah blah. And then actually I found myself in a situation where I made some money, but I was obviously coaching monkeys, right? I was talking with people who, like, some of them were hard working, and I wanted everyone to succeed, don't get me wrong, but some of them just expected me to like they paid and they were expecting from me that they would get rich just like this. Like, I cannot do any magic, right? So that's where after I made like 1.4 million euros in a year on my coaching offer. The margins were pretty low compared to the agency. It was like 30% profit margin, while the agency was 65%. I was almost burned out because these guys were paying peanuts and we were not making a lot of money. Like it was a lot of money to them, but not a lot to us. And my point is, it wasn't the right model for me, right? So think about this, right? Now, the next thing is e-com. So I've made almost $1 million in e-com with 30% profit margin back in 2022. I had 2 dropshipping stores. I was a mentor in the e-com mentoring program with my friend Camille. And yeah, e-com was very good for me because I like a way to actually kickstart my, and open the doors to this online world. E-com is good if obviously you like sitting behind a computer, you like doing technical stuff, you like running ads, you like being creative, you like, handling problems and stuff. But let's be honest, it's so easy to start an e-com store, especially nowadays with with Cloud Code, ChatGPT, or even like, just if you just want to duplicate some stores. So everyone wants to actually make money with e-com because everyone thinks it's passive income, but let me tell you, it's not, right? The first thing you have to understand is that like you're competing against the world. Like every other guy out there is trying to start like an e-com journey, right? So it's not an easy way to go. There is a lot of competition. You have to be pretty decent at understanding psychology and how the human brain works, because you will have to become better than others, like on ads specifically, which means that think about this. If you're competing with thousands of people, right, some of them have less experience than you, some of them have more experience than you, and chances are if you're a beginner, right, you will lose like a lot of money trying to actually understand what's working and what's not, right? So the first thing I would say is that you want to make sure that you have decent cash flow, at least $2-3K dollars if you want to start with e-com, because yeah, you will have to just find a winning product, create a store, find a winning angle, the winning ads, and then you have to deal with the supplier and stuff, right? And that's basically what killed me, because first I was drop shipping, and you know how it is, right? When it takes like 20 days for a customer to get his product from China, at the end of the day he will just ask for a refund. So I had this, right? I was scaling because I was like, oh, I got the money, but then you have to deal with the refunds. And then at some point, to solve this bottleneck, I decided to just work with the 3PL. So a 3PL is a logistics center where you can just store your items in a warehouse and they're gonna dispatch them for you. So it basically compressed the shipping time. So I started to work with the 3PL, but then you have to just order a huge amount of units. You have to get a minimum order quantity from your supplier. Then you have to just front like a lot of cash. You have to pay the 3PL fees and all this stuff, right? So at some point I understood that I was making like a decent amount of money. It was good for my Amex point because I was spending a lot on ads, and my point is my profit margins were pretty low, right? So I ended up working a lot, putting a lot of time and effort and energy, but at the end of the day, like the profit margins were very, very tiny. And then that's where I decided to actually do something else. I was like, okay, like my ads are drying out. I have to actually, competitors are coming after me. And this is also something important that, like when you will have a store running, the big guys who are actually spying all the market and the competitors, they will understand that you have a winning product. They will come after you with almost the same store, the same product, but 10 times more budget. So yeah, you want to think about that, because it's good to make like, let's say decent amount of money, pretty fast, but if you want to be in the game for the long term, for me it's not the best way, right? And then I want to touch on done with you, which is obviously the new thing, right? So like all these guys selling info, so info products, obviously you just sell a course with some resources, maybe you have like a coaching group or whatever, and done with you is like, instead of selling you a course, I will give you the course, but I will be holding your hand during the entire process so I can do it with you, which is obviously you get like one-on-one calls, maybe like some templates to help your customer deploy faster, maybe you get some higher frequency of group coaching calls. And done with you is good because it's good, but it's not the best in my opinion, actually not for me, because you can actually charge way higher than if you were only selling a course, obviously, because now the likelihood of achievement is way higher. The customer will attain his goal faster, so the perceived value is higher as well. But you have to understand that obviously there is a lot of support when you are holding the hand of your customer from A to Z. By definition, you know that you will have to spend a lot of time teaching, plus you are taking a lot of responsibility. So let me explain. Like I had a done with you offer where I was teaching people how to actually just make sales on Facebook ads. So we would start by creating the offer, putting the entire funnel together, and then putting the creative together. Then we were running the ads. So we start to run the ads, like I would launch the ads, and then at some point I was like, okay, let's meet like in a week and we will just assess the performance of the ads and decide. Because some of these customers, they were freaking out because they never run ads before, right? They were spending like maybe $20 a day, which is not a lot, by the way, right? They were freaking out because like in 3 days they didn't get any result and they were turning off the ad, and then they were pretending that it wasn't working. So you have to understand that in done with you, because you don't have the full control, at the end of the day you cannot guarantee any type of outcome of results, right? Or you can place a guarantee in your offer, but you have to make sure that it's a conditional guarantee and that the customer understands how to play the game right, by the right rules, if that makes sense, right? Because what happened to me, and also happened to our friends with this type of offer, is that yes, people will learn, but people have super high expectations, right? And you have to be clear on the expectations. You have to be clear on the fact that yes, it's a learning process, it's gonna take time. Obviously you're here to make it faster, you're here to make sure that they actually get what they paid for, but at the end of the day, they still have to do the work themselves. They still have to show up on sales calls if they want to close. It's not because they're getting meetings because you did it with them that they will make money. They still have to close, and that's very, very important. So again, ran this model for a year. We made like on this one 1.8 million euros, which is not bad, but the profit margins were quite low because we had to pay like coaches for one-on-one calls. So definitely this is one downside. The other downside is that, you know, like I don't really like coaching. Like I'm way better, me and my team, we are way better at handling ads from A to Z, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure that you enjoy coaching, you enjoy like explaining to people, you enjoy saying the same thing over and over again. If so, that might be the right model for you, but in my case, it wasn't. So yeah, just keep this in mind. Right now, this brings me to the fourth model of this video, which is done for you. So done for you is obviously, let's say you have an outcome. I'm going to help you to get more customers. I'm going to help you to get like 100 grand by signing 50 new customers over the next 90 days, whatever it is. And actually here, you're going to do it for them. You're going to handle everything from A to Z. And the good thing with this offer is that it's super easy to close because the customer is like, okay, it doesn't cost much. You know what? I'm going to give you everything. You do your job and just, I'm going to relax and you're going to wire my money to my bank account. That's kind of like how they act, right? The downside is that if you do it wrong, you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders. So let me explain. I've been running a done-for-you agency for 5 years. So what we do in the French market is that we help people in the online space, people selling online courses, people, selling like coaching programs to make more money with their programs by actually getting more people into their funnel, more qualified people. Right. The thing is, at some point, the French market became crazy with guarantees and claims. And that's where people were saying crazy shit like, hey, I'm gonna guarantee you 2x on your business, I'm gonna 2x your business, or I will just refund you for like whatever you paid plus wire you $10,000 because I wasted your time. So crazy offers, crazy guarantees. And so what happened is that like customers had like very high expectations. And so, you know what, I made a mistake that actually like, you know, ate up a lot of my mental health, which is obviously I tried to out-compete my competitors by having a bigger claim and a bigger guarantee. And boy, you don't want to play this game because it's very harmful. So what happened is that I had a crazy offer, which was obviously, hey, so you're just gonna pay a setup fee and then we just get paid on performance. And by the way, if you don't 4x your money in the next 90 days, we just like refund the setup. Crazy offer. So I was signing clients like crazy. Like I have never made like so much money in a short amount of time in my life. But then 4 months later, right, because I had a sales team, right, and I didn't manage it well, they were selling. I started to have some serious customer issues, right? Because some of them had the results, fair enough. Some of them didn't have any results and they didn't show up on their side. We did the work, but they were not closing. They were expecting for a refund. Some of them, you know, made some money, right? We actually like 2x their business, but because we guaranteed a 4x, they were still asking for a refund. So my point is, you have to make sure that you don't overpromise. You want to under-promise and over-deliver. Now, this is how I had to solve this. I had to cut my ads, turn off everything, and just take every single customer, me as a CEO, one by one, and just deal with them. Okay, sir, so this is what has been said on the sales call. This is what you got. Now, how can I actually get this right? And then, like, you know, deal with like 200 customers one by one. Takes a lot of time. I had to shut down my ads at this point, and like, you know, we just had to clean the mess, right? And my point is, done for you is very good, but you want to make sure you do it right. You want to make sure you don't like over promise. So you're gonna under promise and over deliver, and that's where you win, right? And nowadays it's super easy to launch like a done for you offer and business, right? If you're like me and you just like to, you know, like sit behind your computer, bring results to your customers and get paid for the value you bring them, done for you might be the way for you, right? The only thing I want to say is that when I first got started, I had to learn like crazy marketing skills. I had to learn copywriting, funnel building, CRO, media buying, email marketing, how to put an offer together. I paid Iman Gadzi and Alex Formosi like hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn all this. And now, like, you know, AI is here, and AI basically shortens, you know, the learning curve because AI can handle everything for you. If you know exactly what kind of prompts you should use in Claude, what kind of files and MD files you have to give to your AI agent, like literally, you know, AI can do like beautiful things for you. So it's easier than before if you want to get started with a done for you service, because now you don't have to know marketing. You just have to actually understand how to solve a problem in the market, identify the right market, the right problem, which is obviously a skill, right? You just have to make sure that, you know, the market you're going to go after is big enough and people have money to pay you. Once this is solved, you just have to know how to sell. But the fulfillment side of things can be handled entirely by AI. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of, you know, basically becoming like an AI operator, right? And that's why I came back to Done For You, because now it's super easy to fulfill. If you know how to leverage AI, it's kind of like magic. We were 40 team members in my team, making like 400K a month at our peak. Now we are 6 team members. We almost have the same amount of revenue, and you know, we are only 6 in our team because we operate with AI employees, which means that we have way higher profit margins. That's the game I invite you to play, right? So if you're a freelancer thinking about, okay, what's next? What can I do? I have these skills, right? I have some orders on Fiverr or Upwork. I strongly encourage you to actually think about how you can transition your freelancing position to a Done For You position, right? How you can do so. If you want to find more about this, super easy. I have plenty of videos on my YouTube channel where I explain you exactly how I went myself from a broke freelancer selling websites for $500 to actually making, you know, 13 million euros with my agency in less than 5 years, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to drop any comments if you have any questions, and watch all these videos if you're a freelancer trying to make it in this online world. Much love.